Breaking: Federal government moves Nnamdi Kanu from DSS custody to Sokoto prison. Lawyers resist alarm. Hello and welcome back to Gist Angle, your hub for hot gist and verified news updates. Still on Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government has allegedly moved the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the Department of State Services DSS facility in Abuja to a correctional center in Sokoto State. This information was revealed by Aloy Ejimakor, one of Kanu's lead counsels, in a post shared on his official X account on Friday. According to Ejimakor, Kanu, who has been held by the DSS since his arrest, was suddenly relocated, raising concerns about access to legal counsel and family members. Ejimakor wrote, "Breaking: Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has just been moved from DSS Abuja to the correctional facility prison in Sokoto, so far away from his lawyers, family, loved ones and well-wishers." The move has sparked alarm among supporters and observers of the ongoing legal battle surrounding Kanu, especially as the decision reportedly came without prior notice to his legal team. Kanu has been in DSS custody for an extended period amid multiple court cases and appeals concerning his detention, trial and recent conviction. His lawyers have repeatedly complained about limited access and alleged violations of his legal rights. The latest transfer to Sokoto, several hours away from Abuja, has now raised fresh questions about the government's intention and the possible impact on the next phase of Kanu's legal proceedings. As of the time of this report, no official statement has been issued by the federal government, the DSS or the Nigerian Correctional Service regarding the alleged transfer. Now my people, let's take our time to reflect properly on this latest development and weigh the matter from all angles, because this alleged transfer of Nnamdi Kanu from the DSS facility in Abuja to a correctional center in Sokoto comes with a lot of layers, implications, unanswered questions and potential consequences that we need to weigh calmly and carefully. And because there is no official statement yet from the DSS, the federal government or the Nigerian Correctional Service, for now, we are going to be analyzing this as a developing report, not a confirmed fact. Now, let us weigh this. First, let's begin with the timing, because that's the first thing that stands out. This alleged move comes just shortly after the court delivered its judgment sentencing him to life imprisonment at a time when emotions are already tense and the atmosphere around the case is still very sensitive. Usually, when it comes to high-profile detainees like Nnamdi Kanu, movements are carefully arranged and communicated, especially to their legal representatives. But here, his lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, is insisting that they were not informed beforehand. That alone raises a strong concern, because in matters like this, transparency is not optional, it is necessary. Now let us move to the legal angle, because this is where things becomes even more complicated. For someone like Kanu, who still has ongoing appeals and legal steps ahead of him, proximity to his lawyers is extremely important. Abuja is the center of his legal activities, the courts, the legal teams, the administrative units. Moving him all the way to Sokoto places a heavy strain on his ability to consult and prepare properly. It slows down communication, it limits access, and it introduces delays that could affect his fairness of the entire legal process. So naturally, people will ask, why Sokoto? If the intention was simply to transfer him from DSS custody to a correctional facility, there are many prisons within Abuja, or at least within nearby states. The long distance to Sokoto doesn't only create physical separation, it creates a legal barrier. This is why some observers are suspicious. But let us also be fair and open-minded. Under Nigerian law, once someone has been convicted, the government has the authority to move them to correctional center. So on paper, the transfer may appear legal, but legality is one thing, due process is another. Even if the government had the right to move him, the question remains, why did they fail to inform his lawyers? When a case is this sensitive, when it involves someone whose name attracts national attention, communication becomes essential. Without it, people are left to speculate. And when speculation grows, tension naturally follows. Let us also think about the emotional and human side of this matter. Kanu's family has already gone through years of anxiety, uncertainty, and pressure. Moving him this far away makes visitation extremely difficult. It becomes an expensive, stressful journey for his relatives. For elderly parents, siblings, and loved ones who want to at least check on his well-being, this distance becomes a burden. So beyond the legal implications, there is a real human cost. Now, we must look at the political climate around this case. Nnamdi Kanu is not a regular detainee. His name carries emotional weight, political meaning, and regional implications. In the southeast and even beyond, his detention has been a major topic of debate. So when such a figure is quietly transferred to a distant northern facility, many people will naturally begin to question the motives behind it. Some may interpret this move as an attempt to isolate him further. Others may see it as a strategy to reduce public attention or control access. There will be those who believe it is a security decision, and there will also be those who fear it could increase tension in the southeast if not properly explained. Whether these interpretations are true or not, one thing is clear: the government silence leaves room for all of them. Now let's consider the security angle, because that is another possible reason. The government may argue that keeping him in Abuja poses a higher security risk because of frequent demonstrations, political attention, and pressure. Sokoto, being farther away and less volatile in this context, might be viewed as a more secure location. But again, this remains only speculation until there is an official explanation. Another important factor to weigh is precedent. In the past, Nigeria has transferred certain high-profile detainees to distant locations as a strategy for managing tension or reducing pressure on security agencies. But even in those cases, lawyers were usually informed. In a democratic system, transparency matters. When communication is missing, trust is weakened. Let's also reflect on the possible legal consequences of this move. From now on, Kanu's lawyers will have to travel long distances to meet him. Filing documents becomes slower. Preparing appeal arguments becomes more stressful. Even getting necessary signatures may take days instead of hours. All these things directly affect the right to a fair and unhindered defense, which the Constitution clearly protects. And again, this is why the lawyers' complaint about lack of communication is not a small issue. It is central. Now, let us consider public reaction. Supporters of Kanu have been vocal, emotional, and deeply invested in his case. A sudden transfer, especially one that appears secretive, can lead to frustration and suspicion. And when a situation is already sensitive, extra pressure is the last thing the country needs. This is why official communication is not just helpful, it is necessary. Still, we must keep our minds open. There is a chance that the government has a valid explanation. Maybe Abuja facilities were overstretched. Maybe the legal status of his case changed after the sentencing. Maybe there are internal protocols guiding this decision. Until the authorities speak clearly, the public is left in the dark. So what does all this mean? It means the situation needs clarity, and it needs it quickly. A simple official statement explaining why the transfer was done, how it aligns with legal procedures, and what steps will be taken to ensure his legal team still has access. That alone will reduce tension, restore transparency, and prevent unnecessary misinformation. At this point, the big question still hanging in the air is simple. What exactly is the intention behind this sudden transfer? Until the authorities speak, we are all left watching, waiting, and wondering what the next move will be. If you want to stay updated as the story unfolds, please make sure you subscribe, tap the notification bell, and share your thoughts in the comments. This conversation is just beginning, and trust me, there is more to uncover.
It's just Angle.